I disdainfully say that it was just a moment of carelessness that allowed you to succeed. This is the golden thunder fire of Xianxia, specifically designed to counter spiritual talismans. Your talismans will all be melted by the golden thunder fire. Father hadn't finished speaking when Long Zhang was startled by the wolf net. How is that possible? The poison talisman instantly pierced through the thunder and fire. It stuck right at their forehead. Suddenly, a horrifying scream of "ah ah ah" erupted. Xianxia took out a dagger and said, "I will cut off your descendants entirely. Let you make things up recklessly." At this moment, Qin stopped and said, "To deal with such scum, I have a more fun punishment method." In the blink of an eye, Xianxia looked astonished in front of him. This platinum nail martial soul is not bad. At that moment, the three elders were lying on the ground, angrily cursing. The wicked woman dares to treat us like this. This matter will definitely be reported to Xianxia. Just you wait. At that moment, a branch snapped with a crack. Xianxia has a hidden passage. No good. A powerful magical beast is coming. Let's hurry up. The scene shifts to inside the carriage. Only heard from Xianxia. The dark mirror turned out to be a lucky charm. Once struck by good fortune, the body will be branded with spiritual patterns. Now the spirit patterns on my body have activated, if not erased in time. It can cause great harm to the body. At that moment, Qin patted her chest and said, "I'm skilled at erasing spiritual patterns. It can be resolved in no time." Hearing this, Xianxia shyly responded, "But my spiritual pattern is here. There is another spot in the same place on the back." Upon hearing this, Qin's face instantly flushed red. I try not to look. The male Li has done this before. Why do I still get red in the face and have a thick neck? After hearing Qin's words, Xianxia turned around and said, "Let's first try the spirit patterns on our backs." As Xianxia slowly took off her clothes. At this moment, Qin was taken aback. Randomly exclaimed, "Princess, I have an unpleasant request." Xianxia shyly asked, "What do you want to do?" At that moment, Qin glanced and said, "Princess, this spiritual pattern is a rare royal grade spiritual pattern. I want to record it down first. I will help you erase it again. What do you think?" This made the entire Xianxia blush instantly. "Then hurry up." In the blink of an eye, half an hour had passed. At this moment, Qin reached out and said, "Princess, I have finished recording. It's about to begin. If you are not later, please tell me immediately." As Qin reached out to operate, in the blink of an eye, the spirit patterns were completely erased. Xianxia felt astonished. "Qin Master, how did you get here so fast?" At this moment, Qin turned around and said, "You should handle it yourself from here. After all, it's not very convenient." And Xianxia secretly watched, thinking to itself, "Qin is not only capable, it also looks quite virtuous." He suddenly spoke up. "No, let go of all your worries. You don't need to worry about this. If you want to continue recording, can also be." Qin, now blushing, turned to look and thought to herself, "Calm down, calm down. Qin, you need to stay calm. This isn't your first time, is it?" At this moment, Xianxia was also feeling a flutter in its heart. "My heartbeat is so loud. He wouldn't have heard it right." A moment later, only heard from Xianxia, "Thank you for helping me. It saved me a lot of trouble." Qin opened the spirit pattern and replied, "No need to thank me. I received these two spiritual patterns. It was also a significant harvest." Listening to this, Xianxia shyly said, Kenyan, you helped me. I dragged you into this matter. You just saw it too. The other three doors can't wait to deal with me. On one hand, they worry that I might swallow them whole. On the other hand, I worry that I might be the first to find the clues to the burial ground of the immortals. Kingyun replied nonchalantly, "This little matter. I won't take it to heart." However, Xiking City did not think so. Things are far more complicated than you think. Yu Lan and Shi Yu, no longer in the Xiling Star Palace. Upon hearing this, King Yun was taken aback. "What? Sister Koran told me. They are all at the Xiling Star Palace. Are you trying to deceive me?" Xiking City explained. "Lan Fengji did not deceive you. At that time, Shi Yu's injury was too severe. I sent out two old ladies from the Lingwu Jing. Send her to the Wu Yuang where I used to be in the Xuanji sect. Yu Lan and Zai Yu also want to go along. I agreed to this matter, although it's a bit abrupt. But the Kaiman Master, can you give us some insights from the Kaiman as a condition of exchange? Wait for me to stabilize this side. I will definitely take you to the 5 wastelands to find them." "Listen," King Yan replied seriously. "The secrets of the Kaiman cannot be shared. If you pass the trials of the Kaiman Gate, I can only pass it on to you. However, I have animal friends. Can I help you?" Upon hearing this, Xiking City exclaimed excitedly. "Of course." In the blink of an eye, King Yun said, "This is a special storage bottle. A bottle can hold about the amount of 1 0-night pool. I'll give you 2 bottles first. If you ever need anything in the future, come find me again. Beast friends, scarce resources, can quickly refine Xuen Yuan steel, or refine materials." Ting Ba thanked Xiking City. "Thank you. I am now notifying the spiritual scholars in the palace to prepare the materials. Kaiman Master, are you coming?" King Yun replied, "No, I want to go back to see my father, the emperor." The scene shifts to the underground palace. Only King Yun spoke. "That's about how things are. After that, I joined the Xiling Star Palace as the leader of the Kaiman sect. Xiling Star Palace has a large number of beast friends. They will surely emerge victorious. Father should have contacted them earlier." Seizing the opportunity, "Listen," King Long replied. "Sure. I will arrange for the Demon King to make contact with the Xiling Star Palace. By the way, Xiao Yun, what are your plans next? Are you also going to Huang?" King Yun asked in astonishment. "What does Father Emperor mean by this? Is there anyone else apart from Shi Yu and the others? Who else went to Wu Huang?" King Long explained. "Zhuo Chuan and Duan Kaiyan from the Kaiman Hall went together to the martial emperor. Xiao Xuanqin and Xiao Yume were taken away. Almost everyone you know has left." "Listen," King Yan replied. "They all went to Wu Huang. I also want to go and take a look." As the scene shifts, King Yun flies while thinking to herself, "Why is it so quiet around here?" Suddenly, I looked ahead in astonishment. What is this violent aura of spiritual martial energy? Are you saying someone is lying in wait at the entrance of the Kaiman? Just thought of this. Suddenly, a booming sound echoed in the sky. A bolt of lightning struck King Yun. This guy is quite loyal. Would rather self-destruct the path than let the male lead suffer. As King Yun was ambushed and attacked. At that moment, he fell to the ground, injured and thinking. There are people lurking around. This is the power of the spirit martial essence. Who exactly is it? At that moment, a figure approached and spoke. "Let's see how arrogant you become in the future. I am the headmaster of the Longquin spirit sect. In the past, you killed people from my Longquin spirit sect. Today, I will make you pay for your blood debts with blood. as another lightning bolt struck the clear sky. Long Zhenjiao seized him firmly. Let him go. At that moment Shu Yi hurried over and said, King Yan, we will fight for time for you. You should run away quickly. And King Yan reminded, Elder Shui, you all hurry and leave. I can find a way by myself. This is Long Zhenjiao calling out. I thought it was someone else. So it turns out it's you useless bunch. You think you can compete with me? At the same time, the disciples of Longquen's spirit sect shouted in anger, None of you can leave. At that moment, King Yan looked and was startled. Oh no, there are several skilled martial artists here. Longquen's spirit sect actually brought so many experts to encircle me. With a wave of his hand, Shui pulled out a document and said coldly, You are not afraid, but your martial arts. The disciples of the boundless realm are not afraid. King Yan, you are the only hope of the Blue Star Palace. Can see the successor of the Kiwunmen. I can die without regret. King Yan looked at him anxiously and shouted, Elder Why, what do you want to do? Stop. Looking at the water again, the three of them all had expressions of determination as if they were ready to die for their cause. King Yan, the strange news gate will rely on you from now on. Ah, I never expected that one day Lao's son, would die for the sect leader. It was worth it. King Yan, in the future, I must pass on the legacy of the Kiwunjin. At that moment, the second elder of the Longquan spirit sect rushed forward while giving instructions. You uphold the barrier to protect the disciples. I will come to each chicken. With that, he rushed forward, swiftly dealt with the two. Escape. At that moment, Chui shouted anxiously. As she looked again, King Yun's aura surged violently as she broke free. Elder Shui, I won't give up on you. Hearing this, Da Shui sighed with relief. Just having you is enough. Little brat. As he spoke, he urged the Dao Dan forward. Suddenly, the violent energy burst forth. Not sure how much time has passed. As King Yan opened her eyes, Xingyu asked with a worried expression, All right. How do you feel? King Yan looked anxious and asked, Who is Elder Shi? Xingyu explained, You barely managed to save his life at the last moment. Lan Fengjing has already taken him to Kiwunmen for treatment. Your injury is relatively minor, so I just found a place to get by and treat myself a bit. Da King Yun asked in surprise. So how did you come out? Isn't the power running out? Looking at the stars and moon, he turned and said, However, this is forced out like this. The toll on me has really been too much. Gate Master, how will you compensate me? Upon hearing this, King Yan immediately reached out and said, Last time I took a drop of blood from my heart. I still haven't recovered. I can't do it. But Xingyu looked and said, How can a man say he can't do it? Moreover, I didn't mention the blood on my heart. I want to. That. At that moment, Momo suddenly rushed back, creating an intense atmosphere. All right. You, this woman, you really do want to drive me away. I get closer to King Yunjij. Now it's your turn to take a breath and look after the person inside. I won't go. Upon hearing Xingyu's refusal, he quietly expressed his dissatisfaction. We agreed. You liar. King Yan hurriedly left Xianxia. I should go see Elder Shu. The scene shifts to the cave at Kiwunmen. Only heard Lan Fengjing say, Fortunately, I was still cultivating inside the door. Otherwise, no one will take care of you. At this moment, Shui quietly said to Bazu, I can't believe I'm inside the Kaiman Gate, to die in the true sacred land of our Blue Star Palace. I am content. At that moment, Lan Fengjing looked worried. Elder Kui's injuries have healed, but he The list is gone. He is currently in a state of rapid aging. It must be very unclear. Ting Beckingyan reached out to control. It's all my fault for dragging you down. Elder Kui, I will definitely save you. At that moment, Long Zhang could be heard cursing outside. Qingyan, you useless fool. Hurry up and come out. Do you think this is all I can do? It's okay if you don't come out. Lead us to conquer the Xialing Star Palace. All right, Xiao Yuelan. You will still fall into my hands then. Aha. At this moment, the second elder asked in confusion. Zhang Jiao, this is called cursing. Will Qingyan really come out like this? How about we charge in from the outside? Longjang Kaio asked in question. It's his territory. Do you want to go die? Elder Butler looked furious. I should have known he would be this difficult. Just killed him a moment ago. Kill? Longjang asked rhetorically. Why do you think they want to protect Qingyan? Because the Blue Star Palace once relied on its texts to become the Xuanji sect. Now, Qingyan has received the inheritance. He felt that the sect had a hope of rising. We need to capture Qingyan alive now. Transform Longquen Linzong into Xuanji sect. This woman is seeking to survive. Actually said she wanted to duel Cultivate with the male lead. And this man said he could too. Everyone suddenly understands when they hear the dragon's claw call. I see. Zhang Jiao, we are here to lend you a helping hand. Qingyan, I want to capture your wife. Let her taste our flavor. I still want to kill my way to your so-called Tianqin Empire. Kill everyone in the city. Bring your old man over here. I want to fight here. At this moment, Qingyan said, Sister Lan, Elder Shen's condition has stabilized for now. Please help me take care of him. I'm going to meet them now. Elder Kui, I will definitely take revenge for you. I want them to die. He quickly took out the jade pendant and thought. Strange tales of the spirit arrays at Kaiman Gate. It must be placed outside. Let them also taste the flavor of the glass Dao Dan. As Qingyan initiated the exploration of the great tree, in the blink of an eye, Qingyan opened her eyes and thought quietly. Found it. Just use this spirit formation. At the same time, outside, Longjang looked up at the sky in astonishment. What is this thing? How is that possible? Qiwenshin is crazily absorbing spiritual energy. Listen to what others guess. Could it be that those old guys just detonated the missile, caused an anomaly, such a spiritual energy response? Could it be some kind of magic? Genmen, what should I do? At that moment, a rumbling sound came from the ground. Suddenly, a large hand reached out from the ground. At that moment, Longjang shouted anxiously, What are you staring at? Hurry up! He then took out the treasured sword. Qingyan, do you think this is enough to deal with us? Look at mine. It was me with a knife. Without further ado, he struck down. Only heard a clatter. Longjang was suddenly startled. Oh no, this is a killing arena. Run! The story isn't finished yet. Only the crowd made sounds of surprise. In the blink of an eye, everyone had fallen numb. Zhang Jiao, what should I do? I can't harness any strength at all. The deadly traps of the Qiweng Gate are all arranged through news. It's something we can't break through at all. At that moment, Qingyan walked over angrily and said, You bunch of bastards. Again and again, repeatedly seeking death. Now I will take you part of the way. At this moment, Longjang called Ren Songdao. Qingyan, we can discuss any matters. There's no need to make it a fight to the death. If you let us go, I will merge Longquen's spirit sect with Xialing Star Palace. All our resources are given to you." Then, looking at King Yan, she gave a loud slap. "Less nonsense. You said before that you wanted to capture my wife, to destroy my Tianqian empire. This is a deadly feud." The dragon's claw was completely ruined, leaving him heartbroken, finally trained to zero martial skills. "But now, I can't believe I'm going to be taken down by a young man who has just entered the martial arts realm," he said casually. "King Yan, we're just talking. There was no actual action taken. You can't kill us because of this." "Listen," King Yan said. "All right then. I won't kill you. Previously, you forced Elder Shui and the others to self-destruct their Dao Dan. Now I will let you taste the bitterness of losing Dao Dan." As he spoke, he performed the soul-refining technique. "Surprisingly, things are going well. This can't be blamed on me." He looked at the soul spirit star map in his hand. "Is this the Dao Dan of zero martial skills? I've heard that each level of martial Dao can condense a life mark, when the 9 fateful marks aligned. Only by honing one's skills can one achieve nothingness. Once there are 0 life marks, it will start to move, become 0 martial skill. These 3 people have 0 martial skills. This is considered top-notch. That's why they dare to act so ruthlessly." He said casually, "It's your turn." Upon hearing this, the second elder exclaimed in terror, "King Yan, don't take my Dao Dan. You can ask me to do anything." King Yan stepped forward and said, "Oh, what can you do?" The second elder, feeling unwell, said, "I can be your strong support. I cultivated the dual cultivation method. As long as we unite yin and yang, your martial arts technique can greatly enhance." King Yan crossed her arms and said, "Sounds like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I'm not interested." As he spoke, he extracted his martial soul. At this moment, the man beside looked on in fear and said, "King Yan, if you do not love women, I can too. But what a joke." King Yan punched him in the face, as the martial soul is extracted. At this moment, King Yan looked on and coldly snorted. No wonder that beast dared to humiliate a woman on the martial arts stage. It turns out that your Lonquin Forest sect is rotten to the core from top to bottom. At that moment, several people angrily said, "King Yan, if this matter gets out, you are regarded as someone from the dark path. We only killed a few of you. Why are you treating us like this? At most, we can capture a few hundred slave soldiers." King Yan looked at him coldly. "It seems you still don't realize where you've gone wrong." At that moment, Lan Fengjin ran out shouting, "King Yan, come back quickly. Elder Shui seems to be unable to continue." "Sister Lan, I'll be right there." King Yan said this and then used her skills to attack the group. Looking again, a few more people are still making harsh remarks. "King Yan, may you die a horrible death." Yet King Yan turned and left, saying, "Those who do bad things will not have a good end. You promiscuous ones." The male lead was too careless this time, taking a bath in demonic energy, and ended up being seen completely. As King Yan returned to Kuwang Gate, King Yan anxiously said, "Elder Quit, I have already killed all those villains. Their orders have also reached me. Now I have a way to save you. I will use the Platinum Water Martial Soul to forge a brand new Tao list for you. Hold on for a moment." But in my heart I was thinking, who was the original martial soul of Elder Kui? Perfectly matches with the Platinum Water Martial Soul. But before refining, I want to remove the magazines inside. He then spoke to Lan Fengjin. "Sister Lan, can you help me take care of Elder Zhu? I'll be right back." The scene shifts to inside the city. A woman swung her weapon and mocked. Allah, Xiking City, you can't move anymore, right? How is this wolf fang artifact? It won't harm the body either. You can't move again. Don't worry. I will send you to our clan's elders shortly. They will enjoy you well. But Xiking City angrily scolded. You despicable little people. Always likes to use these crooked methods. Xiking City, move aside. Only the voice of King Yan can be heard. The wolf-tooth woman was astonished to see Dao Dan. This Chang Jiao's teachings. At that moment, King Yan rushed over. A hand embraces Xiking City. He leaped away and said, thinking back to what those three scoundrels said, they are attacking the Xiling Star Palace. I'm worried. Just came over for a visit. Luckily made it in time. The Wolf Fang girls opened the path. Incredible discussions are taking place. How is this possible? Chang Jiao is the spirit martial mirror. Who can kill him? Could it be that the two old ladies from Xiling Star Palace have returned? No, no. Aside from the scent of the long teachings, there is a strange power above. At that moment, King Yan suddenly crushed the talisman in her hand. The path in front of the Wolf Fang maiden also emitted a golden light. In the terrified eyes of a few people, with a loud bang, it exploded. In the blink of an eye, King Yan and the others landed on the rooftop. At this moment, King Yan said, Princess, since you are fine now, King Yan is taking her leave now. And Xiking City watched the departing King Yan, lost in thought. In fact, Kingman Master protected me. Lifelong inner wounds left unspoken. The cost of her strategy was also significant, and considering last time, she saved me twice in total. He also gave me longevity oil. I couldn't help her. Thinking of this, he shyly pulled King Yan and said, Kingman Master, thank you for your help twice. I don't know if you are interested. Bathe with me. The scene shifts as Sai King Cheng explains. This is the path of the purple immortal. It is formed from a special type of Jiayang spiritual energy. It took me 100 years to gather so much. It has maintained its appearance. The effects of refining the Tao body. This kind of spiritual energy has a characteristic. They are particularly active. Likes to run around everywhere. In the air, they are everywhere on the ground. Be careful when you walk, because once you slip, just can't hold back the words. Before it could finish speaking, it suddenly slipped. The whole person fell backwards. Princess, be careful. King Yan quickly reached out to pull her, but it turned out that I was still a step too late. But Xiking City accidentally grabbed King Yan's belt. With a swift brush, the belt was pulled down by Xiking Cheng. The two immediately looked awkward. King Yan hurriedly turned around with a flushed face. Don't look anymore. But Xiking City felt shy and thought to itself, still, quite tall, huh? In the blink of an eye, the two were soaking in the bath. Xiking City said, What just happened? I'm sorry. I was too careless. You don't need to worry about bathing with me. Just treat it as ordinary cultivation. He stood up and put on his clothes. By the way, the two Lingmu mirror grandmothers will arrive at the Xiling Xin Palace in 2 days. I'll hand it over then. We can go to Wu Huang now. 2 days later, the scene shifts. At this moment, King Yan thought to herself, in recent days, I've added quite a few things. The empty curiosity gate suddenly came to life. He then spoke to Shu Yihui. Elder Quid, Sister Lan and Princess Zai are about to go to Wu Huang. Today, I called you here. I would like to ask you and the 3 demons to help me look after the Kaiman. I won't ask for your help for nothing. This book contains the heart, sutras, and my insights on practicing the new Sun Heart method. dedicated to you all." After listening, Shui Yihui looked at them in astonishment and asked, "Did the ancestor Lan Zio really leave behind the new Sunheart Sutra? But isn't that just a joke he used to fool us?" King Yun explained, "You have not figured it out. I thought it was a joke. In reality, he is real. This is the jade of the strange incident gate. With it, you can access most places through the gate of curiosities. Next, I will trouble you all to take more care." After listening, Shui Yihui comforted, "You can rest assured. We will make sure to protect it well, waiting for your return." This elf is being mischievous again. But unexpectedly, Lan Zhu gave a good person card. After listening to Shui Yihui's words, King Yun awkwardly smiled and said, "Elder Kuit, I should be accompanying you to explore the wonders of Kaiman now. But next I went to bid farewell to my father, the Emperor." Shui Yihui hurriedly said to Lan Zio, "Wait a moment. King Yan, your father has already been to the Xialing Star Palace before you. He asked me to pass a message to you. No need for goodbyes. Be careful of the totem when you go to Wu Huang. In addition, he also sent a box of items. What kind of house do you want to give you? I have already delivered it to your room." King Yun looked at the box and thought to herself, "What did Wu Lao give me? Can fit such a large box." As the box was opened, he silently stepped out and asked, "Brother King Yun, what is this? I just woke up. I smelled its scent, although it's not as delicious as the essence of the magical beast. But it smells so delicious." King Yan explained while looking, "This is the Xuen Yuan iron mine. You can't handle it. It can extract Xuen Yuan steel. It is the material needed for refining the mysterious artifact. Unfortunately, I haven't had anything to refine lately. Moreover, I don't even have the blueprints for the mystical artifact. Otherwise, I can show you how to refine it." Ting Dong Momo suddenly remembered something about Tree Island. "That's right. Brother King Yan, the second pearl of the Nine Suns' divine soul can be opened now. There might be blueprints for the creation of mystical artifacts inside. Let me take a look." As King Yan opened the second pearl of the Nine Sun divine soul, suddenly a book and a token appeared. Just as King Yun looked on in confusion, silently urged, "Brother King Yan, hurry up and take a look. I can sense that the book is very special." As the clear clouds unfold, at this moment, silently watching in astonishment, this medicine manual, record of the Dan pill formula, herb cultivation, lion chewinky medicine furnace production diagram, and related news, all have heard and seen. King Yun Jej will become a very powerful alchemist in the future. At that time, many women are attracted to Brother King Yun. King Yun Jej is luring the explosion on both sides. Momo was silently gazed at by Brother King Yun from behind. In the end, they starved to death. King Yun felt speechless and thought to herself, "What are all these ridiculous ideas?" At this moment, Momo lay on the book, alluringly. "King Yan Jej, look, although I am small in stature, but this place is no worse than any other. Come and see for yourself." King Yun replied lightly, "There is no need to. I don't know what this is used for. Wait for the opportunity in the future. Let's take another look at what this is." The scene shifts to the Yulong mountain range. Only listen to Sighting City asking, "Sister Lan, are you planning to follow Lord Qin all the time? If you have plans to join a sect, after arriving at Wu Huang, I can recommend you to Yuexuan Valley. Yu Lan and the others are also there. You can keep them company." Yuexuan Valley. Lan Fengjin was immediately surprised and asked, "Is that the sect that consists entirely of women?" I heard she is in the martial wilderness. Can be ranked in the top 10. Moreover, there are techniques in the sect that can keep women youthful forever. The sunny clouds by the wall opened up their hearts. Sister Lan is so excited, surely longing for the moon rotation valley. Just as I finish thinking, Lan Fengjin suddenly pulled Qingyan into her arms. But I'm sorry, Princess. I don't have that plan for now. I don't want to leave Qingyan right now. Suddenly I heard Xiking City reminding me, be careful. There's someone ahead. This road is the closest to Wuhuang. However, during this period, many sects from the martial wilderness have been attracted to the burial immortal land. Sent many people. They may not necessarily be good people. As the two appeared before several people, Zai Qingcheng asked, Lao Wand, Cardinal, how did you all get here? And the cardinal stared in astonishment, thinking. Zai Qingcheng was clearly expelled from Yuxuan, went to the Xiling Star Palace, and was exiled to the edge of the land. How did he come back? He said casually, we naturally came for the immortal tomb. I will tell you. We found the celestial tomb. We are now searching everywhere for the record mentioned by Master Wan. Before I could finish speaking, Lao Wang interrupted me. Supreme beasts! The opening of the immortal tomb is near. Chang is worried that a powerful beast will follow us in. They ambushed us. So they sent us to kill the nearby monsters. But Qingyan was thinking to herself, this person is lying. Old Wan reached out and said, opening the land of the morning immortals is a holy act. Missed this time. It will probably be hard to see it again in the future. Are you three interested in joining us to witness? Early morning. This time, Yuexuan Valley also participated. Old Lady Du is also here. You must not have seen her for many years. Should I go say hello to her? This remark also stirred memories of Xiking City. Since that day, I never saw Grandmother Du again. He said casually, Kinmen Master, Sister Lan, I want to go take a look. Are you available? After half an hour, the scene shifts. Just listen to Xiking City asking, Lao Wan, where is Grandma Du? How unfortunate is Lanju? Just because of a divination with only a 50% probability, became a sacrificial offering. Suddenly, Old Lady Du is right ahead. But before I take you to see her, I would like to ask Master Wan to take a look at the two of you. Upon hearing this, Xiking City suddenly stopped and questioned. What did that lecherous old priest do to my friend? At this moment, Old Wan said proudly, Ah, the old deist wants to take this little brother under his wing. He stepped forward and patted Qingyan on the shoulder. You hit the jackpot. The old priest cannot touch you. You are an important offering to awaken the divine tree. You can exchange your life for endless gold and treasures. Left for your family. Qingyan shrugged off his hand impatiently. Roll away. I am unwilling. But old Wan was still threatening. Rebellion will only lead to a more tragic death. You might as well be more compliant. Outrageous. Don't move him. Suddenly, Xiking City appeared in front of Qingyan, stopping his spots. Qingyan came with me because I wanted to see Grandma Du. I didn't expect that. They had their sights set on Qingyan. We fell into their trap. Old Wine clenched his fist and charged forward, the atmosphere tense. The clueless little girl dare to ruin our good plans. Wait a moment. Suddenly, a person appeared and grabbed his arm. It turned out to be Elder Du Laotai from the Moon Rotation Valley. Xiking City is a junior of my Yuexuan Valley, since this kid came with him. How about everyone gives me a favor? Let him go. At that moment, another hand reached out. In an instant, Qingyan was subdued. Kid, You are about to die. Still watching the show here? Old lady, do. This time, more than 10 sects united to open the immortal tomb. Spent countless resources. If you obstruct for your own selfish desires, I will make sure all the disciples of Yuxuan Valley die here, hearing what Grandma Du thought. As the elder of Moonspin Valley, carrying the glory of the sect on his shoulders, it's indeed inappropriate to sacrifice Yuxuan Valley for this kid. What a pity. This kid looks quite talented. If one can practice diligently, great achievements will surely follow. Let go of Qin Yun. Only Blue Phoenix, Jin, and Purple Green City were still fighting back desperately. Old Lady Du reached out to take something, thinking to herself, "There's no need for Qincheng and that little girl to sacrifice themselves for him. Wait for me to capture them using the Linglong Tower. Protect it. Let's talk about other things later." Thinking this, they brought the two inside the tower. In the blink of an eye, Qin Yun lay on the stone slab, feeling angry and flustered. Ridiculous. For the sake of a mere hanging image. Just let others give you things for no reason. Jiang Xuanzi listened, but did not take it seriously. Yuang Tianxi's divination only has a 50% accuracy rate. But for us it's enough, but not stronger than the strong. The weak perish. You will die today. It's entirely because you lack skill. If you compete, you're stronger than ordinary people. We don't dare to touch you either. As Qin Yun's wrist was cut, Jiang Xuanzi said while wiping the dagger, 12 hours later, you will completely melt away here. The sacrifice is complete. At that moment, the altar emitted beams of light. At this moment, Qin Yun felt in his heart, my divine blood is unlike any other. You can keep pouring again with strength. Perhaps I should be careful and control the speed of blood production. Can last until 12 hours later. Meanwhile, above Qin Yun, the heavenly master formation Dragon Peak appeared. Seeing Xuanzi, he exclaimed excitedly, "Tianxi formation Dragon Peak. This is an ancient artifact. There is a celestial master totem carved on it. The essence of Qin Yun can be used for the ritual." Suddenly, Xuanzi was startled. Qin Yun's eyes sparkled with lightning. The heavenly master totem has also been activated. Suddenly, Qin Yun sat up abruptly. Mo gazed silently at the stars. "Qin Yun, Jij, you finally woke up." At this moment, Qin Yun held his head and asked, "Mo, my head hurts." "What's going on?" Heard silently reminiscing. "The heavenly master formation has knocked you out, brother Qin Yun. His spirit enters your Minjiang Dao. I rushed out to save you, dragged you here." At that moment, Qin Yun felt and thought, so strange. How did he end up in my path? He is resonating with his voice. Suddenly, Mo reminded quietly, "Oh no, the dragon talisman and the spirit can sense each other's positions. The woman named Jiang Xuanzi has obtained the top position. I already know you're here." In the blink of an eye, Xuanzi was searching while calling out Qin Yun's name. At this moment, Qin Yun, hiding in the tree, thought to himself, "Then, listening to his tone, you'd think we were quite familiar with each other. Who would have thought that just a few hours ago he wanted to kill me? What kind of trick is this woman playing?" While silently watching Qin Yun with a rough expression, he thought to himself, "Why won't Qin Yun, Jij, leave? Are you looking at that wild woman again?" At that moment, Xuanzi suddenly raised his head and said, "So you are here. Don't worry. I'm not here to cause you trouble. I want to make a deal with you. The energy of the Dragon Summit formation is in your hands. The top is still with me, as long as you can give me the spirit of Kai. The conditions are up to you. Don't provoke anyone, especially not a woman." Although he is still a little sprite, Qin Yun jumped down from the tree and said, What is your true purpose? Just say it." At that moment Xuanzi took out a pestle and said, "I want the spirit from within you, and I hope you join Jiangshuan Mountain," after being knocked away by the celestial master's dragon form. A ghostly celestial master flies out of the immortal tomb, competing with the dragon drawn by the celestial tomb. They are extremely harmful. We have lost many disciples. Then the immortal tomb closed. We spent a lot of resources to open the celestial tomb. I must succeed, but having a roof alone is not enough to make up for our losses. I want you to join the Jiangshuan Mountain. Bring the Kaisol Gate over. I know you are worried about me tying you to the altar. However, in the martial wilderness, there are no absolute enemies. I hope you can think it through. This pestle is filled with the mysterious artifacts I have collected over the past few years. To express my sincerity, I can give you everything." Thinking this, they threw the object away. "Qinyan, come taste the flavor of my special willow leaf poison needle." Qinyan reached out and said, meeting Senior Xuanzi, "Sorry, I don't want to join Jiangshuan Mountain." Just as Qinyan took the pestle, the poison needle also arrived. Embarrassed, it shot onto Qinyan's chest. This is when Jiangshuanzi took out the deist formation's dragon blade. So naive. Next, just let your spirit. The story isn't finished yet. Suddenly, a giant blue dragon shot out from behind him. At this moment, Xuanzi was flustered and thought, "Why has this dragon come again? Could it be that it wasn't the divine tree that attracted him? But it is Qinyan's blood. Damn it, I was careless." As the Qinglong charged towards Jiang Xuanzi, Qinyan seized the moment. With a sudden clap, he grabbed the top of the Heavenly Master Array's dragon. Hastily, I used my spirit energy to control him. At this moment, Jiang Xuanzi gritted his teeth in anger. "Little ghost, do you dare to take my things? Wait for me to shatter the cervical bones. I will definitely skin you alive. Life and death, your flesh and blood. Transform the bloodline of the Celestial Master into my own unique heritage." As Qinyan instantly unleashed the soul refinement technique, he roared, "So you were coveting my Celestial Master bloodline. What you're thinking is too beautiful." As the martial soul was extracted, Time saw Xuanzi letting out a painful scream. As Qinyan looked on, he spoke with authority. "Your dragon sword martial soul belongs to me now." As the scene shifts, we hear a soft voice saying, "Qinyan Jij, all right, I have completely cured the toxins in your body, but you still need to rest and recuperate." Qinyan suddenly fixed his gaze ahead, deep in thought. Sister Lan and King Chen are still in their hands, but it probably won't affect them much. And this scene was clearly misunderstood by Momo. Suddenly, a punch landed on Qinyan's face. "Given your prior connection with the Sea King, Qinyan Jij, I won't allow you to like me anymore. Unless you swear. No matter how many women there are, I am the only one besides Sister Yu Lan, the most special one." This left Qinyan speechless. "What a mess. If you're sick, go see a doctor." Suddenly grabbed Momo's wrist and said, "Silent, you have always been the most special one in my heart. The most special tool person." This directly hit Momo like lightning. A hand pushed Qinyan down as he shyly spoke. "Qinyan Jij, today, no matter what, I let you ramble on. Do you still dare?" Qinyan awkwardly scratched his head and flattered, "I can't do it anymore. Momo has grown so beautifully and adorably." Wen Ning Bing, the artist. Weapon upgrade totem. She is simply a little fairy with extreme beauty and talent. You take great care of me on a daily basis. Still not helping me. I am truly fortunate in this life, only by making a pact with you." Hearing this, Dam Mo turned his head disdainfully. "A ghost would believe your words. Stop being so verbose. Quick, take off your clothes. I'll help you hide the totem on your body." As the scene shifts, people are heard discussing. A few days ago, several mysterious sects have entered the Yulong mountain range in search of immortal treasures. They didn't get the treasure. Heavy casualties. More than 10 experts who visited the martial realm have died. I heard that someone has summoned a dragon. This is how things ended up. It seems there are several kings of martial arts from different kingdoms now, discussing going to slay the dragon. However, after discussing for several days, there was still no progress. Could they be scared? If you're scared, don't say it. To lose face. At this moment, Qin Yun interrupted. The two young women discussed this in front of a large crowd. It's probably not good. But deep down I was thinking, strong individuals in the Wu Wang realm control at least one king-level city, 10 mysterious cities, 100 spirit machine cities. To become the martial king of a martial nation, they actually dare to discuss these people here. Aren't you afraid of bringing trouble upon yourself? This prince is truly amazing. For money, he actually let the male lead call him a fool, listening to Qin Yun's words. The beautiful woman retorted, "What do you understand?" It was clearly him who was being scolded. The grand and mighty King Wu? Surprisingly, so timid. It's laughable. What nonsense are you talking about? Suddenly, someone slammed their fist on the table in anger. The Red Eagle, martial king of our Hongwu kingdom. We have already entered the Yulong mountain range. It won't be long before I return after slaying the dragon. The one speaking is the 7th prince of Hongwu nation. Pity. At that moment, the shopkeeper hurriedly advised, "Prince Sai of the Red Wu calms down. If you start fighting here, old man, my hotel is about to be destroyed. We're just trying to make a living." The beautiful woman scoffed again. "Hongwu's 7th prince. How is that possible? Prince Tang Tang, how did you end up in a place like this?" But the beauty disdainfully said, "I enjoy dining in places like this. Do you have any objections? I tell you, if you dare to insult King Wu again, don't blame me for being rude." This remark immediately garnered admiration from the two beautiful women nearby. "This is the 7th prince. He looks really handsome. If he could take a liking to us. Being a concubine isn't so bad either." Looking again, Han Yan sat down beside Qin Yun and said, "This brother, thank you for stopping them earlier. My name is Han Yan. What do you call yourself?" "Hello, my name is Qin Yun." Suddenly, Han Yan said mysteriously, "Xianxia, I'll tell you a secret. I just killed the prince. Because right now I have nothing but money for food. Even the underwear is borrowed. If it comes to a fight, I don't have any money to compensate." Hearing Qin Yun call out, "7th prince, who has such big courage, dare to let you lose like this?" The beauty replied, deeply saddened, "She is the 300th princess of Xiaoguo. Her name is Xiao Yume. I fought 7 rounds with that stinky girl, lost 7 games in a row." Hearing this, Qin Yun was astonished and thought to himself, "Isn't Yume the princess of the Xianzhou Empire? How did I become the princess of Xiao Kingdom?" He asked immediately, "7th prince, where did you compete with Xiao Yume? Can you take me to find her?" The scene shifts to the city gate. Only Han Yan introduced. In the midst of the martial wasteland, Yulingji City, Xuanji City, Wang Jai's division of cities, the nameless city where we had dinner before. There aren't even city walls. Anyone can go in. Now we are in Beiying City. This is Lingji City. You need to spend 10,000 purple coins to buy the pass. If you ever want to go to Xuanji City, it requires 100,000 purple gold coins. Inner disciples of the Xuanji sect can rely on the sect's decree, free passage through Lingji City and Xuanji City, and enter Wangjai City. You will inevitably need to spend 1,000,000 purple coins to buy the passage permit. A prince like me is no longer needed. Listening to the clouds of love, my heart is speechless. I only have 4,000 purple coins on me. You can't buy a pass at all. Then what am I in line for? At that moment, a rumbling sound echoed, as a carriage came to a stop in front of the two. The person before us is indeed the 109th Prince of the Yuyu Kingdom, Yusha. At this moment, Hong Yan explained, "That is Prince Yuesha of the Yuyu Kingdom, the 109th Prince. She has been pursuing Zhao Yumei recently. I heard that every night she goes to Beifeng Mountain Villa to look for her, although her character isn't great. But he has a real knack for pursuing girls. If you also like Zhao Yumei, it's better to take the initiative first." Yusha approached the two and teased them. Isn't this the famous 7th Prince of Hongwu Kingdom? I thought I had mistaken the person. You duel with Yumei. 7 battles, 7 defeats. I feel ashamed for you. How dare you come back?" But Han Yan turned her head and continued to speak to King Yun. "I will tell you about accommodation opportunities in Chengdu. We can live together." This blatant lack of anything made Yusha extremely angry. He suddenly leaned in front of King Yan and said, "Hello, you are the new servant of Han Yan. Han Yan, this dead broke guy. I can't give you any money. If you call a beauty a fool right now, I will give you 10,000 purple coins." "How are you?" King Yan immediately refused. "I'm sorry." Before the words were finished, Hong Yan coughed to interrupt. "Lingsheng, do you still consider me a brother? If you consider me a brother, just hurry up and say that Hong Yan is a fool." Ting Ma quietly said, "Hong Yan is a fool, but in my heart I was thinking, a beauty can actually sacrifice herself for 10,000 purple coins. Call yourself a fool. What a prince who can both rise and bend." As Yuesha tossed the gold coins, she flaunted, "Beauty, did you see it? You were just lucky. Occupied the title of the 7th Prince of the Red 5 Kingdom. No one sees you as a prince at all. You aren't even worth my little finger. Pin, you're so obedient. I see you have a future as a sycophant. Why don't you be my slave? This prince will treat you to delicious food and drink. This guy actually enjoys being served with a whip. There are such preferences." After listening to Yusha's words, King Yan replied directly, "There's no need to," seeing the beauty happily holding the gold coins. "Ah, this is the taste of money. Loved it, loved it. Lingsheng, next time there's something like this, call me. You're still angry with me. There are many fools these days. We can do it effortlessly. I earned this many purple coins. Very worthwhile." Upon hearing this, Hong Yan was immediately taken aback. Suddenly, the atmosphere changed. These two people actually teamed up to deceive me. Damn it, being deceived by a beauty is one thing. After all, no matter how out of place he is, he's also a prince. But this little affair called Kingyam, I don't know where it came from. I can't believe it also scammed my purple coins. Thinking of this, he pointed at King Yun and cursed. "You garbage collector, not only subjected to sexual abuse, exchange friends for purple coins. Do you still dare to tease me? It must be a cunning scheme. a ruthless and cunning warrior. People like you cannot enter Balin City. I will have the guards prohibit selling you a pass." Han Yan could not listen any longer and angrily spoke up. He was not sexually assaulted. It was me who advocated for tricking you out of your money. You can rest assured. Otherwise, I'll destroy you." King Yan hurriedly advised, "Forget it, forget it. Let's plan it out carefully." As the two left, only the beauty spoke. "I'm sorry. Yuesha has been unhappy with me for a long time. Always wanted to deal with me. This time, I'm just using you as a decoy, just to make me uncomfortable. If only you were a high-level Kiwin master. The high-level Wonder Masters can move freely in various cities. You can still buy the pass at half price. Yu-Sha is powerful and influential. You cannot be restricted from entering the city." Hearing this, King Yan was astonished. "Why didn't you say so earlier? I am a senior curator of wonders." In the blink of an eye, they arrived at the inn. Only the beauty asked in astonishment, "King Yan, you look very young. It turns out to be a high riddler. You speak honestly. Are you an old man who uses advice magic?" King Yan said while conducting a reverse investigation. "Xianxia, I have something important to ask you. Can you tell me where Beifeng Mountain Villa is?" The beauty teased, "You are already a senior master of strange texts. Why are you still thinking about women? Xiao Yume is not someone to be trifled with. All right, I tell you, night has fallen." King Yun stood on the rooftop, gazing at the stars. "This place is so big. How to find it?" At that moment, Yusha shouted, "Princess Yume, I am the Sand Prince. You said to come find you tonight. I'm here." King Yun saw it was Yuesha. Hastily caught up with Xianxia. "What on earth is Yume up to? Inviting a man over in the middle of the night?" Xiao Yume opened the door and said, "Prince of Sand, I prepared some food and drinks. Come in quickly." This completely enchanted Yuesha. "Princess Yume, what do you want to talk to me about? You look really beautiful today." Xiao Yume quietly took out a few golden needles. Turning away, they expressed their discontent. "Prince of Sand, I don't like what you're saying. Which day am I not beautiful?" Upon hearing this, Yu Sha quickly agreed. "Yes, yes, yes. You look beautiful every day. It's all because I can't speak. It's time to hit. But before the fight, please let me be clear first." As soon as he said that, he was about to pounce. But Xiao Yume, feeling shy, quickly shot out the golden needle. In an instant, she pinned Yu Sha in place. At this moment, Yuesha asked nervously, "Yume, what are you doing?" As Xiao Yume gazed charmingly, "Let's play a game. Prince of Sand, you must answer my question well." Yu Sha immediately blushed. "I didn't expect you to play so well. Tonight, I'll let you play as you wish. I can be drained too. Don't hold back." At this moment, King Yun was hiding on the rooftop. Looking speechless, I thought to myself, where did Yume learn all these things? Wasn't she supposed to come with Aunt Xiao? Doesn't her aunt care about her? At that moment, Xiao Yume spoke up. "1 month ago, you used living human chains to throw darts in your villa. Kill 500 slaves. Correct?" Hearing this, Yuesha replied proudly, "Yeah, they can die at my hands. It is their honor." As soon as the words fell, a whip cracked. He asked her, "Is it satisfying to kill the prince?" Yu Sha felt and said, "My goddess, you are really amazing." Xiao Yume stepped forward and asked, "Let's play something more exciting, shall we?" Dear fans and little babies, due to the manga being discontinued, The comic has been updated to the latest. Thank you all for your long-term support. Your support through likes. This is my greatest motivation for updating. I will continue to explain the new comic, bringing joy to everyone. I hope everyone will like it. Remember to like, follow, and support. Xiao Yume finished speaking. A slap struck Yueshi's face as he shouted angrily, "F, you have now fallen into my hands. In my eyes, they are no different from non-humans. I want to figure out how to kill you. I'll find a way to kill you, just like you went to kill those people. Do you dare? I am the son of King Wu." Yusha shouted angrily. "If I die in Bailing City, you definitely can't escape." Xiao Yume took out a short sword, chopped down towards Yusha's neck. With a bang, on Yuesha's body, there is a powerful protective talisman. Under her consciousness control, a powerful force erupted. Destroy this small building. Xingyan and Xiao Yume, all were blown away by the fierce explosion, shrouded by ruins. "Come here. Quick, save me," Yusha shouted. Xiao Yume also didn't expect. This month, Sha has this powerful thing on her. She waved her hand. "Just take those needles back." She originally planned to go over. Suddenly sensed several powerful auras from 5 mirrors. They are all 5 layers thick. Xingyan hurriedly flew past. Capture Xiao Yume. Infuse the power of shadows into her body. Let her be drawn into the darkness. Xiao Yume sensed the presence of Xingyan, surprised beyond words, and did not resist. Xingyan took Xiao Yume and swooped out of the mare, quickly darting through the dark alley, quietly returned to that inn, returned to the room. Xingyan just put down Xiao Yume. Dip. Xiao Yume tightly hugged Xingyan. Tears of joy streamed down uncontrollably. "I thought I would never see you again. You dead girl is such a mess." Xingyan gently touched her sweet and lovely face, smiled with relief. Xiao Yume looked at Xingyan seriously. He also reached out to touch the handsome face of Xingyan, gazing at the drifting clouds. "Can I see you again? That's really great." Xiao Yume has grown up a lot. Tall and elegant. Even more beautiful and captivating. Before the flowing clouds, she still looks so delicate and lovely. And she also stepped into the dance mirror. "Aren't you with Aunt Xiao? How to be alone by oneself. What about becoming Princess Xiao Wuguo?" Xingyan gently rubbed her cute nose. Xiao Yume sat down heavily at the table. Said, "Aunt took me into a sect. I don't like life inside. So I quietly ran out. I enjoy being carefree and at ease. I never expected to run into you here." Then Xingyan follows Xiao Yume, learned about many matters concerning the martial emperor. And she also talked a lot about herself, entering the mystical sword sect of Tianjin. "Elder sister, it is Sister Yu. Ziyu Jai is in Yuechuan Valley, and entered the celestial sound mysterious mountain. Guo Zhang and Murong Xiao Ren, all are in the wild beast mystic sect. Lan Huiyu joined the Hall of Wonders. I don't know about Xiao Million, Lan Fengjin and the Xiking City. It should also be in the Moon Xuan Valley." Kai Yun pinched Xiao Yume's face. "Xiao Dao, what about you? Should we enter the Moon Mystique Valley?" "I don't want to. I want to be carefree and at ease." Xiao Yume stuck out her tongue. Diddled. "So what are your plans? You are different from me. You need to find a place. Acquire a wealth of resources for cultivation. After all, you have 2 lists. Are you really okay?" Kaiyan asked with some concern. "My mirror martial soul is very special. I wander around. We need to find more martial souls to go inside." This way I can enhance my cultivation. It is a very special practice. Xiao Yuemei took out her small mirror, shook a bit. Kai Yun also took out many martial spirits that he had drawn. Leave it to Xiao Yuemei to find it. So amazing. This is the purple gold dragon sword martial soul. There is also the purple gold blade martial soul. Xiao Yuemei has become more wicked. Zixi Xiao Dao. Kai Yun said, Yuemei, I want to join a mysterious sect. Do you have any good recommendations? I'm not really sure either. The struggles and intensity within the Xuanji sect, filled with various competitions. Most of the time it's like this. Xiao Yuemei pondered, suddenly said, By the way, there was a selection meeting for Xuanying. It is jointly hosted by the 10 mysterious sect. Let the dancers of the Wu Emperor's northern state participate. If you perform exceptionally well, can be selected into the Xuanji sect. Brother, with your strength, it will definitely be cost-effective. At that time, you can also learn about many mysterious sects. Choose one that suits you to join. You enter the Xuanji sect. Then there will be a chance to see my sister. Seeing you, my good friend and brother. Because of these mysterious sects, they often join forces to undertake some trials, conduct various competitions. When does the Xuanying selection event start? Qin Yun is also eager to move. Put away those soul-sealing orbs that contain the martial souls. There are still more than 10 days left. Can catch up. It was held at the foot of Xuanwuqinshan Mountain. No need for a pass or anything. Xiao Yuemei said, You enter the mystical sect. Now there are ways to obtain resources. Qin Yun is very confident in his own strength. And in the martial arts realm, breaking through is very difficult. Moreover, I have 2 talismans. It seems I need to enter the Xuanyi sect. Xiao Yuemei and Qin Yun were chatting about various topics. I don't feel tired either. We talked until dawn. Kai leaned in the embrace of Qin Yun. Wake up from a nap. Uncle Qin, I'm going to challenge that dead girl, Xiao Yuemei. I will definitely defeat her today. She cried out like a sheep. Han Yan laughed heartily as she opened Qin Yun's door. Qin Yun was seen holding a woman. Laughter suddenly stopped. She took a closer look, seeing Xiao Yuemei's face. The expression suddenly changed dramatically. Xiao Yuemei. Han Yan sees Xiao Yuemei slowly opening her eyes. My teeth trembled uncontrollably. A face full of shock. She was utterly shocked, because in Bailing City, everyone knows, Xiao Yuemei was like a fairy. It looks pure and flawless, and also gentle and stunningly beautiful. But now she is tenderly leaning in the arms of a man. Xiao Yuemei met Han Yan. Not surprised either, because Qin Yun had already told her, the beauty is just next door. She chuckled gently. Han Yan Shu Zai. You are amazing. They can all make me cry. Han Yan looked at Qin Yun, at the same time surprised. I am extremely impressed. Just one night. Just bring this powerful princess Yuemei here. And she was made to obey completely. What is going on here? Han Yan saw how close Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei were. Also stunned. There is no longer a heart to challenge Xiao Yuemei. Xiao Yuemei took out a storage bag. Tossed to the beauty, he said, Back to you. I don't look down on these things. But you have to remember, this is what you owe me, young lady. By the way, I can't harm your hair anymore. Qin Yun couldn't help but chuckle in surprise. Xiao Yuemei could think of shaving someone else's head. Is also very mischievous. Han Yan said, Don't worry. I will definitely exchange 50,000 purple gold coins. Personally delivered to Xiao Wuguo. I am not the princess of Xiao Wuguo. I was just lying to you. Xiao Yume laughed and said, and I almost killed Yu Sha last night. Now she has been seriously injured by me. We want to leave Bailing City. It might not be that easy. It must be locked down now. It's nothing. You entered my storage space. We will leave the city immediately. Qin Yan didn't find it difficult at all. Yu Sha only knew that it was Xiao Yu Mei who did it. When leaving the city, she was definitely the only one missing. The beauty scoffed. Uncle Qin has spent quite a few purple coins. Purchasing a pass. Wasted. No problem. I fished out several thousand purple coins from Xianxia. And there are quite a few good things, too. Xiao Yume patted Kinyan's shoulder. Daffin said generously, Do you want purple coins? I give you. Kinyan couldn't help but smile. No need. You keep it for yourself. Then Xiao Yume also entered. In the space where Kinyan first resided, I met the charming little sprite, Momo. Both are little troublemakers. Suddenly, they all started playing together. Qin Yan and Hong Yan walked out of the inn. It was learned that soldiers were everywhere, searching for Xiao Yume. When going out, the inspection at the city gate has also become stricter. Of course, Qin Yan and Hong Yan are both men. Easily left Bailing City. Bailing City, although a large city, but everything is very old and worn out. There is no Hall of Wonders either. Qin Yan also felt too lazy to go out and wander. Only the City of Mystery. Only he has attraction for him. Qin Yan and Han Yan, after leaving the city, they started to run wildly. As night falls, just released Xiao Yume. Xiao Yume embraced Qin Yan, said with a hint of reluctance, I won't follow you anymore. I will become the son of the martial king, Yu Sha. It turned out so badly. They will definitely be wanted everywhere. I will follow you. It will hold you back. Damn girl, are you worried about following me? You can't cause trouble everywhere, can you? Qin Yan laughed and scolded, gently caressing her face. All right, you have grown up too. Moreover, their strength is formidable. I'm not too worried about you anymore. Xiao Yume kissed Qin Yan's cheek, giggling softly, bouncing and hopping away. Suddenly it ran off without a trace, visited her carefree days, on the journey of beauty. They hardly spoke. After all, she had lost to Xiao Yume several times. Some can't lift their heads. Only after Xiao Yume left did she ask, Uncle Qin, what exactly is your background? This girl has a good relationship with you. Qin Yan replied with a smile. She is a little sister, I know. So mischievous. The beauty couldn't help but mutter under her breath. Not just mischievous. Still cunning. And her strength is impressive. She is actually not a princess. I was terribly deceived by her, and she was grateful to Qin Yan. Otherwise, she won't be able to get those things back at all. Hong Yan knows where Xuanwu Qinxianshan is located. Xiao Yume has also instructed. Let her take Qin Yan there. Uncle Qin, I'll tell you first. Hong Yan said, Your grandfather must be around 200 years old, right? Why join in the commotion? Qin Yan frowned. Can they see my true age? Is it really that impressive? Outside Xixing City, she looked like a woman in her 20s, but lived for a long time. She just can't see it. Han Yan smiled and replied, You don't know. Those guys have a special tool, can detect a person's age. I don't know the specifics either. You will see it once you get there. In the wilderness of martial arts. The area near the Yunlong mountain range is Bijou. There is a famous mountain here. The name is Xuanwu Qinxinshin. This mountain is very, very high. From a distance, it looks like a pillar, stretched straight up into the sky. It is said to be over 100,000 meters high. At the highest peak of the mountain, sometimes cold, sometimes hot, also known as the land of ice and fire, Qinyan and Hongyan, after nearly 10 days of travel. Finally, I see the Xuanwu Qinxinshin. It's really high. Qinyan saw from a distance, couldn't help but exclaim. Hongyan looked longingly at the mountain top and said, "On the mountain top, there is a very powerful Wang Jizong sect. My father once told me, I will try my best to take you to Wang Jizong's door. Wang Jizong men, strength is equal to the martial kingdom, comparative strengths. There are many martial arts traditions. The Prince of Wuguo, if one could enter those royal sects, you can learn more martial arts. It is also a way to enhance one's strength. We don't think highly of the Xuanizong. Our goal is all about the Wang Jizong sect." Han Yan smiled triumphantly. "After a while, I can become a disciple of the Wang Jizong. I will definitely celebrate properly then, inviting elder kin to visit our Hongwu nation. No problem." Qinyan felt that it was already great to enter the Xuanji sect. If they are just ordinary people, I want to enter the Wang Jizong sect. Must also perform excellently within the Xuanji sect. Only then will they be selected to go in. There are not many doors of Wang Jizong. There are only 7 in the entire martial wilderness. There are dozens of sects in the Xuanji sect. Under the Xuanwu Qingshan mountain, there is a vast plain. A giant arena measuring 200 to 300 meters wide is being built here. The competition arena was surrounded by over 80 tall pillars set by the town leader. You can engage in intense battles up there. Near the arena, there is a brand hall, registering for something. It is happening inside the main hall. When Qinyan and Han Yan arrived, it is already the last day. They hurriedly entered the main hall to sign up. It's empty here. Everyone who wanted to participate has already signed up. At this moment, everyone is setting up tents, resting at the foot of the mountain, waiting to start. Every 5 years, there will be 1,000 or 2,000 martial arts competitors going to participate in the Xuanying selection. Can enter martial arts competitions under 40 years old. They all have very good qualifications. Can be recognized by all major mystical sects. At that moment, Qinyan walked towards a counter. To an old woman, he said, "I want to register for the selection event. I see someone is about to sign up." Then the old woman took out a round plate, smiled kindly. "Place your hand on the disc. I will check your age." The beauty also stretched her neck to look. She also wants to know Qinyan's true age. In her heart, Qinyan is an old man over 100 years old. Qinyan placed his hand on top. The words 19 appeared above. This left Han Yan looking at Qinyan in astonishment. The eyes were as wide as eggs. At 19, I stepped into the world of martial arts competition. This is great. Then the old woman chuckled. However, one still needs to go through the selection. Only then can your true strength be revealed. Listen as Qinyan introduces. "My name is Qinyan." The old woman said, "This is the identity jade pendant you participated in. The registration fee is 10,000 purple gold coins." Qinyan tenderly gave 1,000 purple coins, taking the jade pendant and dripping blood on it to claim ownership. Hong Yan followed Qinyan out of the main hall. We didn't speak the whole way. Others only know that Qinyan is a dancer of martial arts competitions. But the beautiful woman knows. Kinyan is still a senior Kiwen master. She is very clear. Kinyan is 19 years old. Such achievements are possible. It's rare to see in the martial wilderness. Kinda-yi. Hongyan felt that she had been calling Kinyan grandpa for so long. It's a bit strange, too. She quickly changed her words. Brother Yun, you are really young. I can't believe you're still a senior magical text master. Kinyan smiled. I never said I was an old man. It's what you think yourself. Hong Yan cupped her hands to King Yan and spoke. I misjudged. Don't worry. With your strength, joining a mysterious sect will definitely be no problem. The two of them. They didn't set up a tent either. Just took out a chair and sat down. Wait until tomorrow morning. The selection assessment has begun. Under the Xuanwu-Qingtian mountain, a tense atmosphere hung in the air. In the midst of the martial wasteland, there are many martial arts families, both big and small. The children of these noble families want to become stronger, can only enter those sects to cultivate. The warrior of 2,005 mirrors. In the end, only 20 or 30 people may be able to enter the Xuanji sect. What does the selection assessment entail? No one knows either. But it won't be a martial arts competition, even though there is a martial arts stage there. But nearly 2,500 mirrors. Competing in martial arts is very time-consuming. Daylight has arrived. Warriors participating in the selection. They all stand on the fighting platform, in charge of hosting the selection assessment. It's that old lady who signed up. The people here call her Granny Yi. Grandma Yi wore a light silver suit of armor. You look very spirited. She is a warrior of the 5 mirrors and 8 layers. Be a humble person, close to others. She is a very kind old lady. She floated up into the air and said, the selection process is very simple. But one must pass the selection to enter the Xuanji sect. But it's not easy. You need to go to the 70,000 meters high Xuanwu-Qingshan mountain. There are many there. You need to awaken the energy of the mysterious soldiers, infused into that jade tablet. Come back after filling the jade tablet. The fastest return to here was 16 years ago. They will be selected by the Xuanji sect. Everyone looked towards the towering Xuanwu-Qingshan mountain. The frozen areas are where the mysterious energy resides. I want to go to that place. It's not easy. Did everyone understand? Then hurry and go now. Be careful. If you can't, hold on. Don't be stubborn. Batik will die. Aunt Yi announced the start of the competition. As the competition begins, many warriors of the Alliance display their lightness skills. Flying towards Xuanwu-Qingshan mountain, they approached the cliff. Just found out it's here. A strange cold wave swept through, pressing down continuously. I want to fly up. You have to endure that strong cold wave. Rise up. This will require a huge amount of energy. Xingyan tried it out. It's also not easy to rise up. Energy is consumed quickly. Definitely can't hold on to the height where the Xuanbing energy resides. While climbing, will not be greatly affected by the cold wave. Just can't go up so quickly. Nearly 2,000 martial artists competing. It's only just begun. There was a large group crawling at the front. This group of warriors is also the strongest of them all. Among these people, how is the level? It's obvious at a glance. Xingyan is located relatively forward. Looking from afar, that enormous Xuanwu-Qingshan mountain. Many small dots are continuously climbing upward, the fastest among the hundreds ahead. In the end, there were only 16 people can enter the Xuanji sect. The competition is very intense. At the current speed, at least 1 or 2 days are needed. Only then can we reach the place where the mysterious weapons are forged. Xingyan looked up high. Hurry up and speed up. He aimed to achieve a more stable ranking. Climbing with 80% of my strength. A day has passed in the blink of an eye. At this moment, night has arrived. At the heights of Xuanwu Qingshan Mountain, unrelenting cold, originally a climbing warrior, there are nearly 2,000 people, and now more than 1,000 people have fallen down. Some even fell and got seriously injured. Even in the night, the clouds are continuously climbing upward. Because the person is about the same height as him, there are only 200 or 300 at most. If he stops, it will definitely fall behind. Warriors of the 5 mirrors who can reach this height. The skill levels are about the same. Xingyan took a look. Many people are in their 30s or 40s. He is the kind of person who has long stepped into the realm of the 5 mirrors. They are equipped with various gear, prepared very thoroughly. Some warriors. There are still elixirs to consume. I need to go faster. The night is very cold. Many people's pace has slowed down. I have angelic blood, fearless in the cold. Xingyan suddenly quickened its pace. Many warriors were secretly astonished. They originally thought, everyone at night, all feel the cold the same. The speed is definitely about the same. But there were more than 10 warriors. Suddenly speed up, bearing the relentless cold pressure, rapidly climbing up the cliff. Xingyan never expected. There are quite a few experts here. During the day, just keeping pace with everyone else. Suddenly increased at night. Create distance. The cold night is very difficult to endure. The warrior on the cliff, when I saw the 9 suns rise, all couldn't help but cheer. Just one night. Over 100 people couldn't hold on any longer. Slowly descending the mountain. Dozens of people are climbing at the top. We are far apart, and the wind and snow swirl. Can't see each other. At that moment, a figure appeared. A man wearing a leather coat. He shouted to Kinyan in the distance. This brother, can you come over and give me a hand? I feel very upset right now. Give me some charm. Let me endure. This way I have the strength to go down. It won't be fatal if you fall. Their location. It's tens of thousands of meters high. The cold wave is getting stronger. If you fall down, immortal yet severely injured. Kinyan thought for a moment. Slowly it moved its body over. Here's a gift for everyone. The next episode of The Unparalleled God King. The preview has been uploaded to the Douyin mini program. Quickly take a look at the dialog box. Input the exclusive code 899 to get an early preview. As King Yun approached him, Nan introduced with a smile. But I am the grandson of the Lord of Luoxuan City. Zimfake. Nice to meet you. I am really happy. Nice to meet you. Qin Yun also smiled politely. As he passed by, the smiling traveler. Suddenly a punch came flying. Qin Fake's fist. A violent wave of air exploded. After the blast towards Qin Yun, it continued to explode violently. A large section of the rock wall was shaken loose. Qin Yun also fell down with that piece of rock. Xingfake smiled proudly. Aha, this guy is the 20th one I've taken down. Qin Yun's heart was filled with anger as she fell, also secretly scolding myself for being careless. In this fierce competition, there will definitely be various schemes and tricks. One should be cautious. This bastard. You actually took advantage of my sympathy. When Qin Yun fell, falling with the downward pressure of the cold current. And it's far from the cliff, even if it means flying into the mountain wall. It will also take some time. Can be done during this time. The cold wave will be pushed down even further, no matter what, will fall behind others by a large margin. This time, there is no hope of passing the selection. I was careless. Qin felt very guilty. Suddenly, a beam of white light flashed by. Qin only felt his body, suddenly bound by something. It is a rope. Qin was surprised at the same time, also being pulled over. He heard a sound of punishment. I saw the person who released the rope. He was a tall figure, a big man with a full beard. "Little brother, can you keep going?" This bearded man. A hearty laugh. "If it doesn't work, do you want me to pull you up?" Qin was taken aback and quickly expressed her gratitude. "Thank you, big brother, for saving me. I can continue going up." At this moment, Qin steadily climbed the cliff. He really didn't expect it. In this competition, I can't believe I've met such a warm-hearted person. Not only did he pull him back with all his strength, he also said he wanted to take him up. Qin felt a warmth in her heart. A smile appeared. After all, in this world, there are still many good people. Of course, he is also a warm-hearted person, but was used by a petty person. "I am Qin. May I ask how to address you, elder brother?" Qin quickly climbed a few times, came to the side of the great hand. "Xianxia." The hand smiled, asked in confusion, "Little brother, I see you're full of energy. It doesn't look like it fell due to exhaustion. How did you suddenly fall so far?" Mentioning this matter, Qin said with an angry expression, "I encountered a malevolent spirit above." Then he told Xianxia the shock of being secretly plotted against by Xing Fake. Xianxia listened, also with a face full of anger. "We martial artists, one should draw their sword to help when witnessing injustice. But there are always some guys who repay kindness with malice. This kind of guy, not worthy of being a warrior, not worthy of practicing martial arts. Puji, when we went up, be careful. Some people go to great lengths to achieve their goals, but at any cost." Qin reminded, "If it weren't for Tiger G's help just now, I have no hope of entering the Chuanji sect." Xianxia chuckled. "You are still so young, but it is also a realm of martial arts. Moreover, their strength is on par with mine. Kind-hearted as well. You will definitely be able to enter the Xuanizong sect. Let's go. Let's speed up. Hurry up and get on." Qin has someone by her side, also full of enthusiasm. Lai Ma quickly climbed up. While climbing up, Qin also learned. Xianxia, who is the son of a martial arts school owner, the purpose of the manager building the martial arts hall, mainly to guide poor children with martial arts potential to practice martial arts. Changing destiny, Xianxia, who was originally a poor child, orphaned. Later, he was taken in by the steward. He was also adopted as a foster son. After he was raised, at 37 years old, he entered the realm of martial arts. With limited resources, to enter the realm of martial arts at this age, it's also quite good. Now, Qin also understood. Why is Xianxia so eager to sing? Because he has been helped since he was little, or help others. Helping each other, it seems to have become a creed in his life. Of course, Xianxia, who also sang enthusiastically. I've been tricked quite a bit, but his spirit of helping others, but has never been extinguished. Puji, the thing you dragged back after tying me up, what is it? Qin asked. Xianxia laughed and said, "That is my martial soul power. My martial soul is a tree martial soul. In the eyes of others, the tree martial soul is really terrible. but I think it's great. I also really like my tree martial spirit. I just let it go. It's just a vine." Kinyan then had a tree map vine. Understanding the unique power of trees, he hurriedly said, "The tree martial spirit is not weak at all. There is no such thing as a poor martial soul, only mediocre warriors. As long as you cherish your martial soul, do not let it down, striving to cultivate martial arts. It will also become stronger with you." Xianxia laughed heartily. "Yes, that's the point. Younger brother, you must be a son of a prominent family. The martial soul must be great." Kinyan smiled and said, "Tiger brother, I am a descendant of the Yang spiritual vein. I have also been laughed at. I have been looked down upon. Now those who laughed at me, all left behind by me." Xianxia laughed after his surprise. "It seems that my young brother has such skills at a young age, has also endured a lot of hardships." They talked while climbing. They soon reached a height filled with the aura of mysterious ice. This is over 70,000 meters high. There is a blizzard here, extremely cold, can't see far away. On this high cliff, all were tightly covered in thick, dark ice. They can only wield weapons. Insert it into the mysterious ice. Make yourself more stable. When Kinyan and Xianxia came up, they encountered two warriors frozen to death on the road. This jade tablet absorbs the aura of the dark ice very slowly. The curse of Xianxia has not arrived. It may take 1 or 2 days to absorb. Kinyan was secretly taken aback, because his absorption speed is extremely fast. Surprised. "Is it because I have the 9 Yang divine soul? It absorbs very quickly." He suddenly shouted at Xianxia, "Hu Jade, give me your jade token. I will give it a try." Xianxia handed the jade tablet to Kinyan. Kinyan pressed the jade tablet against the wall of Xuanbing Mountain. Then guide the jade token to absorb the energy of the mysterious ice. The speed is also very fast. "Tiger brother, I can absorb it very quickly. I'll help you fill it up first." He wants to focus on filling this piece of jade. This way you can quickly absorb it. Xianxia instantly became unhappy. "Younger brother, how can you do this? You should go take care of your own. What do you want me to do?" "By matter, I'll do it myself." Listening to Xianxia's words, Kinyan comforted. "Jade, you are 37 years old. The next Xuanying selection will be in 5 years. You cannot participate if you are over 40 years old. And I am still young, even if it doesn't work this time. There will be a next time. So I'll quickly help you fill it up. Let you return to the arena. Let you be more stable. The curse of Xianxia has not arrived. Cannot do. This opportunity is also rare for you." Kinyan was very clear. If it weren't for Xianxia pulling him up, he might just fall down. His plan, it is also for the future considerations of Xianxia. Kinyan has many tricks up his sleeve, unable to resist the mysteries of the Xuanji sect. There are also fascinating stories that can be developed. And enter the Xuanji sect. It was very important for Xianxia. He later achieved success in his cultivation within the sect. Returned to develop the martial arts hall. Can benefit more poor children. Discover more people with martial arts talent. Tiger brother, you helped me infuse the jade pendant with mysterious ice energy. Kinyan presented her jade token. Hand it over to Xianxia. Xianxia can only accept Zhao Zuo. Half a day has passed. Kinyan smiled and said, "Ji, your jade token is full. You can go back now. Younger brother, how about I wait for you to go down together? Xianxia, who received his jade token. I don't want to leave. No way. You need to hurry down. Entering the top 16. Qinyan said, I can go down soon. Don't worry. Xianxia, who gritted his teeth and said, Then I'll head back first. You will surely pass the selection. Qinyan nodded with a smile. Xianxia, who quickly fell down. He has the assistance of vines. The speed of descent is very fast. It is also very safe. Qinyan began to exert the power of the Xuanbing Kai. Insert it into your jade pendant. Originally, he can also do both at the same time, but that will take more time. He concentrated and filled a jade tablet completely. Can be faster. It can give Xianxia who a greater opportunity. Enter the top 16. Qinyan spent half a day. The jade pendant was also filled. Quickly descend and return. On the way back, Qinyan saw many corpses on the cliff, participating in this selection deadlock. It's a great pity. It's not always just oneself who falls to their death, right? Qinyan recalled Xing. The flying guest also mentioned that. He took down more than 20 people. In the back, there must be quite a few that he brought down as well. Except for Xing. Others might also be scheming in the shadows. Eliminate potential competitors. In order to go down safely, Qinyan also took quite some time. When he arrived on the surface, run straight towards that competition platform. Xianxia, who is right below the competition stage, pacing back and forth in anxiety. He saw Qin Yunfei rushing over, suddenly shouted in surprise, Little brother, hurry up. There is one spot left. Qinyan felt a surge of joy in her heart. I didn't expect to be the 16th one to pass. He sprinted to the arena. That night, the grandmother smiled contentedly. Rare. You were selected through this audition. The youngest dancer. Everyone. This young man is named Qinyan, 19 years old. Which mysterious sect will take him in? Grandma Yi glanced at the dozens of tables of people below the competition stage. Those people. They are here to recruit disciples for the Xuanji sect. Hearing the dance mirror at 19, Ye Po Po quickly took out a mirror to test. She believes Qinyan was able to enter the dance mirror at such a young age. There must be quite a few spiritual veins. The night grandmother, who was originally smiling, shocked beyond belief after the inspection. The smile on his face instantly disappeared. Young man, you only have one spiritual vein. Grandma Yi exclaimed in shock. How is this possible? Could it be that my things are malfunctioning? Uncertainty principle. Qinyan smiled and said, Not that. I only have one spiritual vein. But the spiritual veins cannot explain anything. Am I not the dance mirror now? Just now, that group of elder masters from the Xuanmain Xuanzong, all are eager to move, planning to start recruiting. Now it is known that Qinyan has only one spiritual vein. Totally disappointed. It seems he wants a jar, relying on medicinal pills to enhance oneself. Let's forget it. This breakthrough, the difference is not significant. If he has 4 spiritual veins, that would be very good. A similar spiritual vein can allow someone to cultivate at a young age. This must be a jar. His family, really quite willful, wasting so many elixirs on him. Same spiritual pulse. There is little room for improvement in the future, unless you continue to cultivate with the elixir. Jiangji, who saw that many members of the Xuanmen and Xuanzong disliked Qinyan. Very sad. Suddenly, Lai Ming has short hair, an expert elder with a goatee, with a kind smile, stepped onto the competition stage. He asked with a gentle smile, Is it Qinyan? I, from the 9 absolute mystical gate, accept you. Are you willing to join my Jiu Ju Chuan men?" Kinyan quickly nodded. The others immediately started mocking. 9 ultimate mysterious gates. Now even the Lingji sect is not as good as before. Unexpectedly, still collecting trash everywhere. The old man Biling scoffed. Kinyan listened after that. "I also think it's nothing. A sect can grow into the Xuanji sect. It surely has its strengths. The Purple Spirit Star Palace and the Blue Spirit Star Palace sects. It's just the Lingji sect, but it's still powerful enough. And the Lanling Star Palace once was the Xuanji sect, just because there is the 7 gate. No matter how weak the Xuanji sect is, it must be stronger than the Lingji sect." So, Kinyan did not believe that the Xuanji sect was inferior to the Lingji sect, the leader of the 9 ultimate mysterious gates. They were not affected by those mocking voices. Kinyan smiled and said, "Kinyan, our 9 absolute mystic sect is not as powerful as other sects. There aren't many disciples either, but I promise, as long as you sincerely join the 9 absolute mystic gate, we will definitely not let you down." Kinyan asked, "Senior, are you the leader of the 9 absolute mystical sect?" "Yes, yes, yes. I am the leader of the 9 absolute mystic sect." Wai Zhenjian, the old man, quickly nodded and smiled. Kinyan looked at Wai Zhenjian, a bit startled, because he couldn't sense the old man's aura. Since Wai Zhenjiang is the sect leader, it must be the Xuanwu mirror. But not a single breath was released, hidden very well. And also, other mysterious sects, the person sent to collect disciples. They are just elders of the Lingwu mirror and the 9 supreme mystic gates. It is the master of the Xuanwu mirror who has come to collect people personally. It is evident that the 9 absolute mystic gate is very attentive to the matter of accepting disciples. And he smiled. The 16 selected individuals successfully entered the Xuanji sect. Next, it was after the selection competition, the 16 selected individuals. The competition is about to begin. If anyone can achieve first place, led by several seniors of the Xuanwu mirror and Lingwu mirror, joining forces to become the top dancer, creating the marks of the Great Way, Kinyan listened to Grandma Yi's words. Surprised, I looked towards Wai Zhenjiang, whispered, "Zhenjiao, is this true?" Wai Zhenjiang nodded. Smiling, he said, "This is certainly true. This is the tradition of the Xuanying selection event. As long as it's not at the 3rd level of martial arts, everyone works together to create the mark of fate. It's still relatively easy." An old master beside Wai Zhenjiang, he also laughed. "Kinyan, if you can achieve first place, no matter how much they hate you, we must work together to create a grand path for your destiny. Elevate your realm by a notch." Followed by Wai Zhenjiang, there are 4 more elderly men. They are all elders of the 9 absolute mystic sect. All possess the cultivation of the 5th mirror. They are all very kind to Kinyan. Gently touching Kinyan's head, inquired about some matters. At that moment, Granny said, "Everyone take a break. Starting tomorrow morning." After speaking, let those 16 warriors come on stage. Decide the performance order through a draw. Xianxia patted Kinyan's shoulder and smiled. "Little brother, I was so worried about you before." "It's nothing." Kinyan chuckled darkly. "Let's go. I'll take you to meet a friend of mine." Kinyan greeted Wai Zhenjiang and the others, led Jiang Jihu towards the beauty. Hong Yan set up a large tent. I don't know where he came from. Brought a lot of dishes. "Brother Yan, you enter the 9 absolute mysterious gate. It's not a good choice. The beauty is busy. Place the plates of food on the table. Xianxia, who was beckoned by Qin to sit down. Qin also introduced Hong Yan to Xianxia. The beauty is the seventh prince, originally a bit arrogant. However, after meeting Xiao Yuemei and Qin, I couldn't be proud anymore. He also completely understands the vastness of this world. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon. So, Hong Yan happily drank with Xianxia. Yet Xianxia was unaware of the true identity of the beauty. Qin thinks Wai Zhenjiang is a very nice person. Just this alone is quite good. 9 absolute mysterious gates. Is there a problem? The decline of the mysterious sect. What's good? Hong Yan pouted. The 9 ultimate mystic gates still remain the mystical sect. It's just that Wai Zhenjiang is holding on by himself. This sect, only he himself is a warrior of the Xuanwu mirror. The powerful Xuanji sect. There are many warriors with the Xuanwu mirror. This is also used to determine the strength of the sect. Jiang Jiyu said, "No problem. Such a sect won't have much competitiveness." The beauty sighed. "That's because there's not much to compete for. Younger brother, with your luck, it's like a burning flame. Absolutely capable of entering a top 10 mysterious sect. I think that choose the Xuanyuan sect. You should choose one with a good overall style. The 9 extreme profound gate feels really good to me." Qin smiled and said, "Lao Kai, just don't worry about my matters." "All right, all right, all right. You will regret it in the future. No more talking. Eat vegetables, eat vegetables." Hong Yan is someone who loves to eat. He made all those dishes himself. In the blink of an eye, morning has arrived. As soon as dawn breaks, Qin, Jiang Jihu, Budi immediately exit the tent. Heading to the arena, Jiang Jihu joined the Hulu Xuan Dao sect. The Xuanese sect is quite impressive. The secrets of the Flying Traveler sect. It is Jiangshuan Mountain. Qin looked at Xing Fake. "I feel a deep anger inside. Here, many martial artists have fallen victim to the consequences of Xing Fake. Dare to be angry, but do not dare to speak. Xing Fake is the grandson of the city lord of Liuaxuan City. It is said that the lord of Liuaxuan City also on the way. I want to watch this match. Lord of Liuaxuan City, but the old warrior of the Xuanwu Sutra, gained the attention of King Wu. So, no one dares to provoke Xing Fake. Weapons cannot be used during the competition. 16 warriors. There will be several rounds of competition. Determine the first place. This is the first round. 16 into 8. Need to play 8 matches. Qin is the third round. Surrounding the arena. Many martial artists who participated in the selection but were eliminated, and the elders who came with them. They didn't go back immediately, because I want to see these selected warriors. Where is Du Kang? Qin and Wai Zhenjiang stood together. The beauty is also beside. There were a total of 5,000 to 6,000 spectators. There are 2 or 3 of them in the Xuanwu Classic, the Xuanwu scripture of other sects. Everyone is on the road. They will fight in the final battle. Arrived at the scene. At that time, it was also those arriving Xuanwu Jing experts. Collaborate to create a legacy for the victorious. Let's begin the first scene. It is Jiang Jihu and a square-faced, strong man. Jiang Jihu made excellent use of his tree martial soul, like those tree vines, can firmly bind a person, and also the tree martial spirit can also greatly enhance a person's recovery speed. The square-faced big man competing with Jiang Jihu. It is the wolf martial soul. The attack is swift and fierce. But unfortunately I encountered Xianxia, who as unyielding as an iron plate. Only bitterness remains in defeat. Xianxia's first match also achieved victory. This left the old man of Hulu Island. Everyone nodded in satisfaction. The second match of the competition. Very eye-catching, because there was a person on stage with disheveled hair, a woman in a red dress. This woman is 35 years old. Her name is Xianxia. She is the third dancer selected through the audition. She is also the only female dancer, accepted as a disciple by Moon Xuanwu, the man who fought against Xianxia. 30 years old. The strength is not weak either, but she is under a lot of pressure, it seems. Yanlai is the type of ice queen. The competition begins. She who was originally as cold as frost, yet her green face was full of charm. Those captivating eyes silently held affection. And also, her inner sensuality turned. The charming smile that emerged. It is even more soul-stirring. Then, I couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. On one hand, there are praises for Xianxia's charming allure. Furthermore, they were praising her methods. The beautiful woman scolded softly. "This kind of woman is really cunning. I promise to be behind you. You can still see more of her enchanting methods." Indeed, the young man who competed with Xianxia. I don't know what's going on. In just a few moments they were hit hard. Being struck by Xianxia made me cry out in injustice and defeat. The competition arena has a formation barrier, will not be knocked down, so I can only cry out in injustice. Otherwise you'll be killed. Finally, it's Kinyan's turn to take the stage. This is also a remarkable competition, because Kinyan only has one Yang spiritual vein. Moreover, they are the youngest martial arts expert here. As for whether she is a pill popper, you can see it from this battle. Kinyan doesn't know much about his opponent. They only knew that the other party had the Wu Yang spirit vein. Her name is Zhu Hu. The martial soul belongs to the beast martial soul category. I heard you are the youngest martial arts master. But it seems it's also a top-heavy medicine jar. As soon as Zhu Hu finished speaking, the shirt on my back suddenly tore. A spider leg as long as 2 meters actually appeared. Spider martial soul. No wonder this guy is back for the second time. Look at her appearance. It should be easy to ascend Xuanmu Xianxia. The primordial beast sect seems to know she has a beast martial soul, so they rushed to take her as their disciple. Spider martial soul, but it's relatively rare. This must be a heavy type martial soul. Kinyan was seeing the power of this martial soul for the first time. Zhu Hu smiled triumphantly. Rush over at lightning speed. She is not attacking. Instead, a ball of white light appeared in the abdomen. Unbelievable. Zhu Hu smiled proudly. Rush over at lightning speed. She is not attacking. Instead, a ball of white light appeared in the abdomen. Don't believe it.